My relationship with the ocean has changed a lot over the years. When I was younger, I loved the beach. I loved the ocean and the waves, paddling around on my boogie board. And I was completely fearless. As I grew older, I became a bit scared of the ocean, afraid what was in there that I couldn't see. All those dark spaces became giant sharks, and I'd hear the Jaws music in my head. But I was always curious. It always fascinated me. It looked beautiful. Later, I learned how to dive, and I met a lot of people in the dive community. Slowly, I started enjoying the ocean. And then when I was in Fiji, I did a dive that really changed my life. I swam with bull sharks, and their size and their beauty totally stunned me. My fears kind of disappeared, and I fell in love with the ocean and completely fell in love with sharks. So I went back to school, and I studied conservation biology with a focus on marine biology. One of the crazy things I learned is that in the last 50 years, humans have managed to wipe out 90% of the large fish in our oceans. What that means is that we're dangerously close to causing irreparable damage. I'm talking about the extinction of many species and the destruction of complete marine ecosystems. So now I spend most of my time trying to learn about these issues and educate people about how to change to help protect our oceans. And my priority right now is changing the shark mitigation policies we're using in Australia. Current policy has a program called shark meshing that puts huge gill nets into the water. Now, a gill net isn't intended to stop animals from coming close to shore, it's intended to kill them. But you can't control which fish swim into the nets. So while you may catch and kill the odd dangerous shark, most of the time you're killing other animals, like dolphins, turtles, seals, and penguins. In fact, recently the nets have caught and killed several whales. And they caught 9 grey nurse sharks. They're completely harmless, and on the east coast of Australia, they're critically endangered. We have to stop the shark meshing program in Australia and try something new. It was put in place over 70 years ago, and it was never effective at protecting people. All it's ever really done is kill sea life by the thousands. And some people, if they're afraid of sharks, like I used to be, might think, well, good. Kill as many sharks as possible so I can swim without being afraid. And if a few other animals get tangled up, so be it. But that isn't right. The fishing industry and the shark finning industry kill about 100 million sharks a year. These nets add to that total. Most shark species are almost gone, and we don't know what's going to happen to the oceans when all the apex predators are wiped out. But the scientific community believes it's going to be catastrophic. But we have options with the meshing program, and it's a step we must take. We don't need these destructive nets. There's the Eco Shark Barrier that gives true protection without harming sea life, and several other options. We've come a long way since the 1930s, and it's time to realise that. It's time for us as voters, and time for our politicians to stand up and say we won't contribute to the destruction of our oceans anymore. We want people to have actual protection in the water, to feel real safety, not a false sense of safety from an outdated program that's never worked. There is a better way. To find out more and to help where you can, please visit us on the web at knowNewSouthWalesSharkCull.net or get social at KnowNewSouthWalesSharkCull. Safe beaches and healthy oceans are within reach, but we need your help